our immediate future would be we're trying to raise a couple $100,000 to do some niche feature films, which, believe it or not, um, like horror films, cowboy western films, there's niche markets that you make a movie for like $100,000, $200,000, horror film, and go straight to Blockbuster. But there's those 10 million people in America who love horror films, and they will watch any horror film that comes in. And you can
No
make,
matter how bad it is.
yeah, no matter, and they're just like, oh, this horror film's amazing. Like, and some people love, the dinkier and cheesier it is, they love it more. But what you do is, you make one for $100,000. You get a distributor, because you have to go through like a distributor who actually has a relationship with Blockbuster, and they'll split it like 70-30, and it could make like 2, 3, 4 million. So you put in $100,000, and then you make $1 million, back, and then you have another film or two films, and it's not that simple. It's not that simple.
I mean, realistically,
Exactly.
it's not-
Everybody's going
Make
into
the
the
movie
film
and you get the
industry
money.
now.
Yeah.
It's not really that great of an investment if you're not making 10 times back what you put into it.
Mhm.
So that's really what you're looking for
Yeah.
with features.
And I mean, so that's some of the media stuff we're doing. We'd love to do. We're really trying to get more in contact with bigger ad agencies to do larger commercials, and then I work for a producer who has a 4-year contract deal at Warner Brothers, and that's like our eventual goal is to be a company that has a deal. For example, she has like a 4-year deal, and I think it's crazy the money they make. I'm sure she gets like $4 or $5 million just for the contract, just to be on the lot, and then Warner Brothers pays for her employees, her rent, and anything she wants to buy, meaning like scripts. So the book rights, she goes and buys let's say she did the Harry Potter films, right? So she goes and buys like the rights to Harry Potter for like $4 or $5 million. Warner Brothers will buy it for her if she finds the rights and is available, and then hire someone to write it, and then make the movie. And then what producers do, because she found the book rights, got it for Warner Brothers, even though Warner Brothers is paying for it, they make the movie, and once Warner Brothers makes their $100 million that they put in it to make the movie and $30 million for marketing, after that it's a point system, and she'll split half. So if a movie makes $500 million more than it costs, like some of those producers are making $100 million, $200 million on these big. I'm talking like Transformers, those huge movies. I would say average, they're making like $5 to $10 million on a movie, but it's pretty ridiculous. And obviously that's just the business side, but you have to prove that you're so creative that you can find books and scripts and work with people that they're gonna put that much money into you just for your like pure choice of creativity. But I mean, it takes
a lot of trust.
It takes a lot of trust because they're putting a lot of money. So that would be like our eventual goal, just because once you're on that level, you actually get to shape the scripts and work with the writers, and when you're a director, you get hired on to direct, and you're given a script, and you can't really, if you're Steven Spielberg, you could change a script, but a normal director, you can't go in and rewrite a script, and you can't choose who. I mean, you can help cast it, but ultimately the producer, and the studio tell you what they want. So I'd love to get to the part where you can be at the top and say, hey, this is what we want. We want to make this type of film. This is the message we're trying to do. And start actually being in the place where you can make those changes, which I think people want quality films with great stories that aren't just, thrown with sex scenes and cussing and all this added stuff, which, obviously, you're going to have to include violence, and you're going to have to include evil and terrifying moments and scary moments, and that all comes with a great story. But I think we'd love to get to the point where we can actually influence media and not just work for it, so that'd be like our eventual big goal. But it's going to take 20, 30 years to get there.
Yeah.
So it's going to be wild.